Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Caregiving and Connection Wellness Series. Thank you for your patience tonight as we all got synced up here for you for part three Caregiver Group Healing Session. My name is Wendy Goldberg. I am president and founder of the Benjamin Goldberg Foundation, where our mission is to inspire and empower children, caregivers, and communities through education, integrative programming, and advocacy of the healing arts. So it's very special for me as I welcome Monica Rao, intuitive energy healer, meditation coach, and spiritual life coach. We met over 8 years ago when I was just beginning my healing journey. So it is an honor to have her here to guide us through a healing session for our community. So welcome, Monica.
Wendy said, I really would like to, put you all through a guided meditation, a healing experience for the most part of today's session. And then towards the end, about maybe half an hour toward the end, I would like to open it up for question and answers. So you're all caregivers of some kind at some point in your lives. We all have been. I certainly have at some capacity. I mean, I've been doing this for so long. I've been, working with patients, but also, all kinds of family members and others. First of all, we want to be sure because we've all had long days today. So let's find a very comfortable place to either sit down or lie down. If you're able to find a place that you feel most comfortable and for about half hour you won't be disturbed. Okay? So find that place, and if you're seated, ensure that your feet are touching the floor, because I know most of us want to have our legs crossed, like in yoga position. But if you could, please place your feet on the floor. Okay, wonderful. Then, yes, yes, yes. And then palms facing up like this. Great. Resting on your lap if you're seated. If you're lying down, then at the side of your body. Okay. So this really would be an amazing exercise for everybody to do. We'll go very slow this time so that you can really replicate this when you are in those situations when you find you need some time for self-care. So this is really where we are going today, is to help you, to give you these tools so that you're not only experiencing it here with us, but that you might be able to do this on your own as well. So, all right, laying down on your back or seated up, feet touching the floor, palms facing up. Ensure that your legs are uncrossed and relaxed. Okay, now you're going to begin by feeling your body, by somatically understanding how does the body feel when we are under stress. We've just been working with a patient, maybe we're working with a loved one. We've been doing this for days on end, weeks on end, months on end, and we're exhausted, we're tired. We're tired, maybe not so physically, but maybe we're emotionally tired, maybe we're mentally tired. But we may not exactly know that we are. It's just because the way we are operating day to day, we feel run down. We feel like there's a burnout. Physicians feel it time to time. I know nurses feel it time to time. Certainly, we feel it time to time when we're taking care of others that we love. So now you're going to feel your body. Certain places may feel tight, certain places may feel like you're in pain, but most of the times we don't feel that because we are just racing through things. We're just running through the day trying to check the lists, all the things that have to be done, and we're just running through it. We don't have time to really peel back and settle in to feel how we're feeling emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. All right? So that's what we're doing today. We're giving ourselves permission to do just that. So as we're feeling the body, pay close attention to where you feel tightness in the body. Perhaps it's your neck that feels a little tight right now. As we're connecting to each one of you here, you may have some tightness around the shoulder. Maybe the right side shoulder feels a little bit extra tight. Okay, just feel it right now. All we're doing is just feeling it. We're not doing anything about it. It's important for us to be observant, observing how we're feeling at any given moment. This seems to be more like a luxury these days, right? Because how can we pause, right, when so much is going on and so much that needs to happen? But today, and here that we are together, we are giving ourselves permission to do just that. So just feeling our body, allowing the body to relax. And yes, you're breathing normally. So many a times when we are racing through life, we tend to breathe shallow, meaning we're breathing maybe through the nostrils in and out, but it's not the full length of the breath. So today we're coaching you, we're teaching you how to breathe in this way that helps you breathe deeply, right? So if you observe your breath, or if you have been observing your breath up until this moment, perhaps you're feeling that your chest has been rising up and down. A good way for you to find that out is by placing one hand on your abdomen and the other hand on your chest. It doesn't matter which hand is where. Just simply observing how your body is moving when you're breathing in the normal breath that you typically take. If you find that your hand on your chest is moving up and down more, then we want to flip that breathing. We want to flip it in such a way that our abdomen is the one that's doing the most work. So, just beneath the rib cage, right side, there's a dome shaped muscle that is known as the diaphragm. We want to engage this muscle to help us with breathing. So, you might be wondering now, is this the only time that I'm doing this work when I need to breathe this way? Or should I be doing this type of breathing all the time? Yes, we urge you to do this type of breathing all the time. And the best way to really know if you're doing it correctly, because you probably cannot see me right now, and to see how my belly is moving up and down, the best way to do it is to imagine that your abdomen, your belly, is a balloon that is deflated, has no air in it. So, what happens when you blow air into the balloon? The balloon expands. So, you're going to visualize as if your belly is that deflated balloon, and when you blow air into it, as if you breathe air. So, let's do it together collectively. Inhale. Just feel the belly rising up as you're inhaling, feeling the beautiful energy coming in through the nostrils and filling your lungs, filling your abdomen, expanding at full capacity. Slowly, when you exhale your breath, you're going to release that breath slowly and making this sound as you're exhaling the breath, releasing all the stale energies that you've accumulated over time, energies that have been stored within you for a while now, maybe from your childhood, maybe from the past few years, few weeks, few months, all of those pent up energies that we bottle up over time. When we breathe out like that, we're releasing the breath, allowing it to be flushed out of our systems. And don't worry about where it's going. Don't worry if it's going to harm anybody else. Do not worry, because the minute we send that energy out, instantly it gets transmuted, it gets sucked into the earth, it gets sucked into the earth instantly. Even if you're doing it yourself and we're not channeling, even then, you feel that when you're releasing the breath, it is going down into the earth. It instantly converts into beautiful positive energies. It swirls around your whole entire physical body, and it turns around and comes back into your space. When you inhale again, feel a beautiful light, beautiful light, beautiful energy, beautiful sparkling effulgence of light, radiance of light coming in through your nostrils. And as it comes in, it begins to open up areas within your body, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, that are clogged. Now, you may be wondering, how do I know if it's clogged? Do I even know it's clogged? Do I even know when I feel exhausted? The only way you know you feel exhausted is maybe physically, that you might feel run down. Maybe you feel there's a overarching kind of feeling of being burnt out. You feel like maybe emotionally you're drained. These may be the ways in which you understand that you're feeling run down. But what if you're so much in the mind and you're running, getting all the things that have to be done, but you have time for other people, but very little time for yourself? As caregivers, we are stuck in this loop time and time again. because we know we have to take care of our loved ones. And then where do we have the time for ourselves? So then this is the moment at which we have to continue to breathe this way regularly. I recommend doing this 3 times a day if you can. Once in the morning, once in the afternoon, once again just before bed, is to feel your body. Give yourself permission to feel your body. Something that we do regularly in our work is a body scan, is allowing yourself to feel, even if you're doing this for the very first time, to feel what it feels like when you're up on your scalp, feeling what it feels like when you're allowing your awareness to simply drop down from the scalp, going all the way down from the top of your frontal lobe, going to the back, the parietal lobe, going down into the occiput, going to the sides, into the temporal lobes, and just feeling that breath as you're breathing in and out. Inhaling and exhaling, feeling the belly rising up as you're inhaling full capacity, slowly exhaling, releasing all the excess, unwanted old energies that are stored within you. When you squeeze that breath in, it releases it out from your body. It goes out. It is instantly transmuted, released, and transmuted into positive light. What does this positive light feel like? What does it sense? Can you sense it? Can you feel it? Perhaps not right off the bat, but when you let that energy go, you know that it is going someplace. Maybe it's going into the universe. Maybe it's going into the atmosphere. That energy gets sucked in. And quickly you feel that as it's leaving your system, you begin to feel a void in your system, as if something is being cleansed out, cleaned out. We're doing so also energetically. So some of you now may begin to feel vibrations or sensations in the body. If you don't feel it, don't worry about it. Just know it's happening. Some of us have to get sensitized to feeling this somatically in the body. The more we do this work, the more we become sensitive or sensitized to sensing what it feels like. So, some of you now may feel vibrations in the body. Anywhere in the body, if you feel it, please do not worry about it. This is part of this work. It is simply a way for it to release from your system. When it's vibrating or you feel tingles, these energies that we're channeling into your space, it's going into that region and it's simply spinning around. Some of you may feel this spinning action, maybe moving in a clockwise direction, maybe moving in a counterclockwise direction. Really, it doesn't matter which direction it's going. It doesn't matter if you feel it or you don't. Now, some of you are going to feel it more in your feet, right in your toes. You may feel slight vibrations in your toes. What it's doing is that it is flushing out any imbalances. What are those imbalances that you're feeling, you may wonder? If your mind is active at this point, we're asking you to simply bring your awareness from the conscious thinking mind, simply dropping down from the mind, feeling your awareness dropping down into the heart. So, are you wondering now, are we going into the organ heart? Because that's the only heart we know about. Well, now we're asked to bring our awareness. The divine energies are asking that we bring our awareness into the center of the heart, center of the sternum, right where the breastbone is, smack in the middle of that. That is also known as the spiritual heart. Much of our work resides here. This is the real you that exists, the inside you. What does that mean? Your essence, who you are, the truest you. Most of us live life on the outer plane because that's how we are conditioned to be, receiving impulses and reacting to it, constantly in the mode of reaction. So then, when we're giving ourselves permission to simply drop down into the heart, we're going into the central heart, we're going into the central space right here, inside, in the central part. And this is where the beautiful part of you exists. And we want you to start connecting to this space because this is the space that helps you connect not just to the outside world, but to you inside. Your relationship with yourself starts here. This is a space that is also very protected. So the more we become accustomed to it, the more we become connected to it, the more we feel this openness, this expansion. And today, when we are connecting to you all, we are asked to help you sink in to the deepest aspect of you, the beautiful sacred heart. And through that sacred heart, the world opens up, the entire world opens up, much bigger than the universe that we feel that we are connected to. This space is so vast. It is bigger than the oceans, it's bigger than the galaxies. It's so wide, it's expansive. So, right now, feeling that space in the center of the sternum, and in your breath, through your breath, this breath is going to be that connector. It's creating a transport mechanism to allow you to move from the head, jumping into the heart. Many a times when we find ourselves breathing shallow, just using our chest to breathe, a lot of the times we feel ourselves caught up in the mind space. So, when we need to drop into the heart, we can feel that expansion. And many of you are wondering, well, do I know if I'm in my heart? How do I know if I'm in my heart? Versus, how do I know if I'm in my mind? What is going on? Well, if you're racing in your thoughts, most people are. Many things are racing in their minds, running all the to do lists that are running through. What happened yesterday? Somebody said something to me, and we're playing those tapes on a loop repeatedly, or things are coming to us. 10,000 thoughts coming in every given minute. That's when we know we're in the mind. But to really, really, really find that calm space, that peaceful state, that's the only way we can do it is when we drop into the heart and really switch off. Switch off our thinking, switch off our analyzing, switch off any other advanced thinking or anything like that. We're giving ourselves full permission to switch that off and flow into the space, into the heart. So, from this space now, imagine that there is a line that is running parallel to the spinal column. It's in front of you. Now, whether you know it, whether you can see it or not, there is a line that is running, there's an invisible line that runs parallel to the spinal column. This line is about a hair length in diameter. It's very, very small and tiny. You can just feel it running parallel to you. That line is allowing this divine energy to flow from above your head, running down this spine, but it's connecting to this line that runs parallelly down, and it goes all the way down to the base of your spine. So imagine there are two lines. The line that runs the physical body is connecting to the base of your spine in the last vertebra in your spinal column, known as the coccyx, also the tailbone. Bringing your awareness to the tailbone right now, everybody is holding a lot of energies here that gets clogged in this space, like a drain pipe getting clogged in this space right down here. Some of you are experiencing it right now, tightness there, unknowingly. So then, right there, from that region, utter peace, calmness, settling you in, feeling yourself being grounded in this beautiful earth. Mother Earth is embracing you. You feel that grounded state, grounded space, as if the root system, you are part of that root system. That root system is holding you intact. And that root system is holding you, anchoring you in that divine energy. And when you feel that divine connection, instantly your heart begins to open up fully and wide. You notice that your heart is sinking in. It's the heart of Mother Earth and your heart begin to commingle. And this energy begins to rise up to the feet. You can feel it rising up to the feet and quickly jumping into the base of the spine. And then the base of the spine, it runs up to the spinal column. And the same action is happening into this space that is in front of you. Yes, it's running parallel, but it's all connected invisibly, because this is this energetic space that rides up like that, ascends up. And as you see it ascending up, it connects to the scalp. You feel that scalp, the crown energetic center. And from that crown energetic center, it feels like it's rising up above, high up, about 5 feet above. Up there, there's a space like you would see on top of a baby's crown. The fontanelle, the soft spot. That soft spot is the space of you that you hold within you. That is the higher aspect of you. This is now opened up. You can feel some energy moving in. You may feel some tingling sensations up in your scalp. And as you feel that tingling sensation, it begins to rush down. You might feel that tingling sensation up on your scalp. You're certainly feeling it in the back of your head, in the parietal lobe. And now you're going to feel that running down because it's trying to release. Energies are trying to release out of your space. And it's quickly, leaving your space, and it's running down into the base of the earth. Mother Earth takes those energies, she's taking it into her heart. She's always there for you. She's taking those energies and she's converting them into positive light. Again, you see this beautiful radiance of sparkles of light coming back into your body. And it's coming back into your body. It's going to come into the scalp and it's going to run down again. And then the cycle begins again, feeling everything that you have to release is going down into the earth. Beautiful energies are coming up to your space. Bright golden light is coming in, and you are covered with this beautiful energy. And you're going to start to feel much lighter, more fluid, as if there's water that's running through your body and it's coming in and it's flowing out of you like that. It's like a flow. And in that flow moment is when you have heard other people say this to you. Oh, she's in the flow. He's in the flow. I'm in the flow. Now you're in the flow. You're in the flow, feeling that flow state. Things that are not meant for you, that are not needed for you. These may be other people's energies that have stored within you. Everything is getting flushed out. As it's flushing out, you'll start to feel back again tingling sensations in your feet. Your palms will start to tingle. The part of the body that felt really hot before, that is now cooling down. See, you're feeling that it's cooling down. And if you feel tightness still in any other part of the body, simply bring your attention to that region right now. And we are sending you energy so that you start to feel less tight. Any pain, any ache, any discomfort, any pain. We feel something in the neck around the C3, C4 region. There's a little bit tightness there. Also, we're feeling something in the chest area. There's a little bit of a release that is coming out. We're asking those energies to be released from you continually because there's some some physical issue, but also there's an emotional. You're carrying a lot of emotions there that are heavy. So today's work has really helped ease some of that. And in the course of tonight, even tonight, post session, and also tomorrow, and also the day after that, you'll continually feel as if you're feeling much lighter than how you feel today. So if you start to feel tired by the end of today's session, it is normal. It is normal to feel tired. Please ensure that you're bumping up your water intake. Make sure you're drinking lots and lots of water today and into the rest of the week. Make sure that you're giving yourself time to go out into the grass, walk on grass bare feet, or stand on grass bare feet. You're connecting with Mother Earth this way. Also, if you are able to take a Himalayan salt water bath tonight or maybe tomorrow, please do so. It'll help you flush out all of the toxins that may have come out in today's session. So, yeah, you may be feeling ready to open your eyes. And if you feel that, do so gently though. First, we want you to simply just wriggle your fingers at first. And then you want to wriggle your feet, your toes a little bit. If you want to flex your feet up and down, you can do that as well. If you want to stretch your arms, you can do that as well. And when you are ready to open your eyes, please do so gently, but holding a soft gaze for a few seconds, maybe about 10, 15 seconds, just holding a very soft gaze and you're just focusing in the wall that might be in front of you, or if you're lying down, maybe it's in the ceiling. You just look at a point on the ceiling and just allow yourself to focus on that for a bit. And then slowly open your eyes. Blessings to you and unconditional love. Always, always, always. So we're done with the session today, but I'm opening up for questions. I would love to answer questions. If you have any questions, please send the questions in the chat box below. We didn't talk a whole lot because I really wanted to give you all the maximum time for this experience. So thank you so much. Thank you for having me here, Wendy. Thank you so much for your listening and for allowing me to be a part of your life for just a little today. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. Whenever I come out of a session with you, I always feel such a sense of peace.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad.
All right, I have so much I could share, but I want the audience to engage a little bit here. Let's see if we have anything in the chat. While we're waiting, Dr. Ajmani is our medical advisor at the Benjamin Goldberg Foundation. I'm just curious what you were feeling after that session.
It was so lovely. Thank you so much, Monica, for guiding us through that. Yeah, just so definitely could feel kind of the cleansing, the energy release, and the renewal as well. So just such a lovely experience and such a treat to be able to sit with you this evening and have this experience. Thank you again for doing this. Yeah, and then
Thank you so much. Yes.
absolutely. And once again, for anyone who's tuning in, you may be also just gently coming out of this experience and reflecting on how you feel as well. Let us know how you feel in the chat. Let us know if you have any questions for Monica while she's here with us this evening.
Monica, some of our viewers, I know we didn't want to spend too much time talking in the beginning, but can you just give us a short background on your healing method and how you came to channel?
Absolutely. Yes. Happy to do so. Thank you, Wendy. It's a long story, so I want to be very conscious of the time and want to give you all time to ask questions if you have any. But basically, about 15 years ago, 2010, I was clinically dead and I had a near-death experience. I was dead, then I came back in the body again and had a mystical experience in that out-of-the-body state. When I came back into the body, something had changed within me. This ability that I feel like I have right now, or that I've been able to sort of be a conduit for others to heal, came about from that experience that I had when I was out of the body, then coming back in. I had to go through a big cleansing, just like we're all going through cleansing moments. I had to go through a cleansing moment and basically became a conduit instantly where I began to feel why I got sick and I had a multi-organ failure. I was told that I wouldn't be able to live more than 5 years, and those 5 years would have been very difficult because I'd be in and out of hospitals. Basically, it's a autoimmune illness, a very deathly one. Happy to tell you what it is. Mouthful of words. It's a hemophagocytic lymphohistiocytosis, which is really where the body starts to attack itself. There's no way for any recovery because the organs are all shut down. I had a multi-organ failure, everything shut down. And it was a long period of time when I had to go through a recovery state. But what happened was I came back in the body and it almost like I started becoming an instant conduit. So messages started coming to me, which was at that point different because I would feel the light, that same light that I experienced out of the body, that same white light began to come into my space. And I just started feeling more other people. I was feeling myself a lot, but I was feeling other people a lot. And to the point at which when we would go out into gatherings when there are lots of people there, because I'm put into places because of my husband's job to be in areas where there's so many people, hundreds and sometimes 1,000 people in one locality. And so I would be a little bit like a receiver, receiving everybody's energies and not knowing what to do with it in the beginning. But over time, I started, spending more time inward, and the energy started guiding me as to that this is just simply as an empath, I'm able to feel these things, but that I don't have to necessarily do anything about it. But then those that needed help would come. And so one time I remember how I understood I had this ability, when I healed first fully, that's what happened through this work, that it healed me fully. And then one time I was invited by a community person to do a healing work for a VA, Virginia Council of CEOs. And they had this event happening at the Kingsmill Resort. And I was called in there to do a quote unquote, what I thought was meditation, because I had been meditating from, young days in my teens. And they asked me if I would come and, teach the CEOs how to meditate. And I said, sure. The energy said, say yes. I said, yes, I'll do it. So I go in, and at the end of that session, this was like, wow, I didn't know that this was happening to my body, that energy was doing this. Was that those people that were there in that moment said, oh my gosh, my migraine headache is gone. What did you do? Or this woman had stitches on her foot and she came running to me, stamping her foot, saying, you've done something, you've done something. I said, I'm looking at her thinking, what did I do? I didn't do anything. But clearly, what happened was that lady, those people said they were feeling vibrations in the body and certain muscles were moving. And that was the first time I ever experienced that something like this was happening through this body into them. But all I could feel is heat, sudden heat in the body. And many, months later, I realized that that is what's known as quote unquote healing energy. So something I never actively sought, but it sought me, I suppose. It came to me. And I knew that this is why it was here, is that I had to be doing this work for other people. So for the Wendy, you shared our connection from 8 years back, but I've been doing this for about, I don't know, 10 years, maybe a decade with other people. But then, of course, for myself, more 15 years. So thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Anybody want to share any experiences they had?
Yes,
during
anybody would
session?
love that. Love to hear.
Sometimes I feel like I'm a brick.
Go
I do have some sensations, but
ahead. Tell me what you felt, Wendy.
no, I did feel my left side.
Yeah. Left side, yes.
Well, I'll tell a funny story. Monica, you live in Richmond. I'm in Virginia Beach. So we did a lot of ours, and this is dating us. So it was way back before Zoom, and this was on
Yes.
Skype.
Skype.
We would do sessions at 5:45 in the morning. And, one morning I came out of the meditation and I looked at you, and you were completely gray and sweating. And I thought, and I really didn't feel that much, again, the brick, but obviously something had come through you. So I thought that was so fascinating.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Yes, this has happened many times. In fact, I was doing work with she's actually she does, she's like a shamanic healer. And she lives in California, and I was doing work with her. And all of a sudden, she tells me she's perplexed. She's like, she's tongue tied. And I'm looking at her, I'm saying, she's been going through a difficult time, and she's just perplexed and tongue tied. And I said, are you okay? Melissa, are you okay? And she says, I can see light around you. You're just gold light everywhere. And I'm looking at her and I said, yes, you can see that. She said, it's it's not technology problem. It's fine. It's you. I'm just seeing light emitting out of your face, out of your scalp and over else and everywhere. And then I was this one time there was this woman with me here physically in my studio here. And she was a healer for 40 years in this community in Richmond. She was a healer. And she said, I've been doing this for 40 years and I decided to come and check you out, is what she said. Come check you out. So she comes in, and at the end, she looks at me, she says, I can't see your face. I'm right in front of her, like maybe 6 feet away from her. She said, I can't see your face. I said, you can't see my face? She said, no, I can only see light. And that's the light because she's this conduit herself, right? So she's connecting to that light, and that light is everywhere around her. And I said, how do you feel? And she says, I feel like I'm in light. It's like her aches and pains. So she came with, she had heart issues, cardiovascular issues, and palpitations. And she says, I feel like I'm in the space of light. I said, are you feeling any pain or anything? She said, no, I feel like I'm in the light. It was so funny that she would say that, but that's what happens in many sessions. And today we went, energies were sort of going into you all kind of slower, lighter, just because it's the initial. I could feel that not you, Wendy, but and not even you, Dr. Ajmani, but others on this platform may be sort of newer in this. So we were going a little bit, I think, slower and lower, but yet enough for you all to feel those sensations. So I'm hopeful that you did. And even if you don't feel the sensations, I want you all to know this, because many a times when people do this for the very first time, they're like, oh, Monica, I felt nothing. Does it mean that the work didn't, impact me positively? No, it absolutely did. Because feeling the sensations is all about being the more we do it, it's like learning a new language. It's the language of somatics, so how do you read it? So if you don't feel anything today, it doesn't matter. But what matters is, what is it that you're feeling a shift in you, either tonight, either in the session or later or a week later? Whether your mindset changed, whether your patterns have changed, whether the way you respond or react to certain situations. Are you feeling more at peace? Are you feeling more calm? Are you feeling more resilient in the sense of, as you take care of your loved ones, are you feeling more like their energies are not coming to you? But if they did come to you, are you able to simply let it flush out of you? And so I know, some others in these programs have shared different ways in which we can do that for ourselves, but the breathing is very, very, very helpful. I found this diaphragmatic breathing can be very helpful, and also feeling yourself sort of, connecting more viscerally with the earth every day. If you can do that, that's one way. The other way is the body scan, and we didn't really do, I think, a lot of the body scan. Maybe we did, I don't remember, but maybe we didn't do a whole lot of the body scan. But if you can start from the scalp and go all the way down, just feeling it. And in the beginning, you may feel this may seem silly because I don't feel anything, but the more you do it, we promise you will be able to feel it more. And you might say, you know what, I never knew that because I'm taking care of these people and I'm holding, I'm just running through the day, and I'm really not even drinking water, I'm not even breathing properly, I'm breathing shallow. You won't know that until you start breathing deeply, that you're breathing shallow. So that's why the breathing technique, through the day, if you check in, just stop and check in. So how am I feeling right now? There, when I work with one-on-one clients, I give them these tools, and I'm going to share this with you, just it might be helpful, is that you visualize a target tool in front of you. And once you place it in front of you, maybe through the day as you're going through, you may be able to see. So when we are doing this work, when we're connected and when we're in a state of deep alignment, we're always in 100 zone, in the center of the 100,000, whatever, in the center of the bullseye. That's where you are. That's where you are at your optimal best. Then when you go into, say, 90 and 80, you're kind of shifting away from it. But then you may go all the way down to 10 or 30, 30, 20, 10. You may be wondering now, what does that mean? What is she talking about? Well, this is important. What might be the ways in which we may shift from that, from 100 to even 10? It could be stress. Now, stress comes in so many different ways. How does stress come to you? In many, many different ways. Maybe you feel like somebody spoke to you rudely, or you're having a disagreement with somebody, or you're just feeling a little off somehow because maybe you're not feeling well inside. Maybe you feel you need more time for self-care. And you have no idea then, am I shifting? How do I know if I'm shifting? Well, you will know because if, just like we did earlier, are we in our hearts or are we in our heads? That is how you gauge it. If you're in the 100 zone, you're definitely in your heart. If you've gone out of that 80 and below that, you're in your mind. And if you are in your mind, you probably want to be in your mind when you're doing work. If you have a job that requires, analytical, thinking processes, then you're okay. But otherwise, when you're not working, if you can stay in your heart and operate from your heart, you'll be able to really sense, feel for yourself, where is it that you need support. And the minute you feel a, tightness, or like Wendy said earlier, like I feel like a brick, like something is clogged there, by simply breathing, we'd be able to dislodge some of those heavy energies. So I would urge you all to try it. And if you have any difficulty, I would love to hear from you and be happy to help you anytime. So thank you.
Oh, Monica, a couple people have Connie said she felt numbness in her fingertips. Jessica said, I felt it in my left knee and feet.
Wonderful. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So you felt numbness. So how do you feel it? How do you feel right now? Is it still, Connie, is it still, you're feeling that numbness even now, or is it easing a little bit?
We'll give her a second to chime in on it.
Any other questions or any other thoughts? Or we have a few minutes, but
I love that head versus heart conversation so much because when you first said that to me, get out of your head, you only need your analytical mind for work. It kind of was jolting to me at first.
yeah.
let's see, hold on. Connie, Connie says, no, it's gone.
Oh, great. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, the head to heart, yes, it's a very important discussion. It's a very important discussion because many people don't understand, like, how much we are there in the head. So I get a lot of clients that come to me, they've seen me the previous week, then they come the next week, they'll say, I'm so glad I'm here. And I look at them energetically and I'm reading them. I'm like, yes, you've spent a lot of time in your head, haven't you? And I'm exhausted. And then I didn't do anything. I didn't work out. I didn't do anything, but I'm just exhausted. And that's something I think all of you can relate to, right? We get exhausted by just being here, by thinking processes. And so the more we can get out of that and stay in the heart, we can do a better job by just being there and operating from that space in how we work with other people, even if there are disagreements, even if we're running through all of these, everybody, especially females, right? We all experience this where we are multitasking. How many of us do that? We're wearing multiple hats all the time, and that in and of itself can be very exhausting, and as a mother even more so. We can't even take a break for ourselves. But this is something so simple. 3 times a day, 2 minutes at a time, breathing. This is a big part of your self care, and shifting from mind to heart and really seeing, gauging where you are. That tool, if you practice it regularly, all of my clients say that, Monica, that was the best gift you gave me. Because the minute they visualize it, they're able to, it's almost like in the back of their head, there's one in front of them, and they're going through the whole day and they're like, oh my gosh, Monica, it really does help. Just helps us understand ourselves, because so few people can really understand themselves, right? Right? So yes, I feel like I was called to sharing this with all of you today.
I was going to ask, but you already covered it, and so I just want to say how much I appreciate that. I was going to ask for, we had this really beautiful experiential component that you led us through, and I was going to ask for everyone who has tuned in today or who joins and watches the replay and finds this on our page or YouTube page at a later date. As you mentioned, you were able to kind of pick up that many folks joining us today. This may have been more of a newer experience for them. So how they can kind of continue to lean into some of this sort of healing work in this way when they go home. And you mentioned a few things. I'll kind of recap them here, and then if there's anything you want to add to that, please do. One was the diaphragmatic breathing. Two was feet on the earth,
Yes.
really feeling, connecting bare feet on the earth. Three was body scan, like so from scalp to feet.
Yeah.
A fourth tool was the target tool. And
Yes.
then a third, which kind of ties into all of that too, but a fifth, I'm sorry, so kind of five things here, is checking in with yourself 3 times a day, even if it's only for 2 minutes at a
Yeah.
time, but three
Correct.
times a day. So I wanted to kind of list that out because I think it can be really helpful to, once
Yeah.
we've had that experiential component, then to have those, okay, what are these small things I can do now to continue to lean into that? Is there anything you'd like to add to that?
Yeah. So one thing that has been very helpful with my regular clients, something that they can do on their own also is, the fact that when we are connecting to the earth, that's a very, very good, that's a part of the grounding, but we can take it a step further than that as well. So, but I'll go about it from the time when you're waking up in the morning. So you're waking up in the morning, first thing you wake up in the morning, most people will just stay groggy and lay in the bed. So that's a perfect time for us to do that breathing, right? You start that in the morning first thing, then you will do once in the middle of the day, then you'll do once at the night again before actually falling asleep. But what you could also do specifically in the morning, this is strange because it's very counterintuitive. You might say, well, shouldn't I be doing this at the end of the day before I sleep? Well, you could, but what has really seemed to be the most beneficial is doing it in the morning, is where when you step out of the bed, right, and you're on the floor, stand on the floor for just literally maybe 10 seconds and just feel that connection. And so when you're doing that, you are literally setting the tone for the rest of the day. So you can say that everything that you are, the remnants of the previous night, so much of it must have been addressed while you're sleeping at night, but not all of it. So as you're standing on the floor in the morning, just feel that connection as if all of the remnants of the energies that I've been holding on to are now getting sucked into the floor and directly into the earth. So that quickly is almost like that quick release. Now, it's different for different people because it depends on how much you're doing this work. The more we do this work, this regular work, what it does is that it opens up the your capacity to channel or to be this sort of like a channel. Let's just say to channel this energy. So it comes through your body, it comes from somewhere and it enters in and goes out. So when we work with the heart and we work with the mind, we let's just leave it to the side. Working with the heart starts to pump this energy. It's pumping, it's breathing, and you're having that the way that the heart is pumping blood, right? But it's on a different plane from that. So you literally have to connect to the heart in such a way that you're going behind that organ heart. So the organ heart's on the left side. This is really in the center. So you have to visualize the space really in the center. That's the sternum, and then you're going to go behind that space, and that movement, the way we've understood it is that there's a continuous, it goes on for like cities and cities and cities, literally it's that deep, and maybe in one lifetime we may not cover it all, but then that movement, as you go in, the further in that you go in, more and more you go in, you become more at peace within yourself. So it's the more you do this connection from switching out from the head to the heart, the more you become sort of this, as if you're holding it. You're holding that peace, you're holding that calm. And no matter what, even though there are ups and downs in life, we all go through it. No one is immune to those ups and downs. But what we can become more ready to accept is that we don't want to respond to it or react to it. Everybody reacts to some extent. But the more we do this work, the less we become reacting that, to the what's happening on the outside. So I hope this helps. We've given you 6 tools, 7 tools. I don't know how many tools we've done, but each of these tools will help you all differently. So all these tools may not work for everybody. You have to pick and choose which one works best for you, or maybe you will transition from you start one and then you may say, okay, it looks like this is great. Now I'll try this one. So hopefully it helps you all. But as Wendy says, and Dr. Ajmani has said, I would love to hear more about how you all feeling and how you're doing, because I live to do this. So it's a lot of fun to see you all changing and shifting and growing. So thank you so much. Thank you.
I can attest to Monica does live for this. She does. Her and I, we are overdue
Yeah.
for a lunch soon, and
Yes.
we end up talking about all of this during our catch-up sessions.
Yes. Wendy's amazing, and what she's done with the foundation is just, I mean, it's amazing. So grateful to you, Wendy, for the work that you've done and how you've helped so many people, masses. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much. And it is because of people like you who come and support the work that we're doing and share too. And it is not just me. I have an amazing team. There are 4 of us now who are working to change this landscape around healing. I shared something on my Sundays page. I have a Sundays with Wendy page where I go a little deeper than we do on the foundation sometimes. But, these words came to me recently, like, let's heal people.
Yes.
Everyone, I think people are just sick of being
Yes.
fed up or tired
Fed up.
or
Complacent. Yeah.
so,
Yeah. Mhm.
I think the foundation came at the right time for people to hear it too.
Correct. And I think it's also, just to piggyback out of what Wendy just shared, is that I think I think the universe is ready for this big shift. I felt this even pre-COVID. I was mentioning it to my husband before COVID happened, 3 years before COVID happened. Something is happening. There's this world change happening. And he's like, how do you think this is going to happen? Surely, then COVID happened, right? And I know that we are in the midst of this. And so the more of us that jump on this healing bandwagon, the better the entire globe is going to be. And countries and this entire universe is ready for this. The new age, the new golden age. We're ready for it, aren't we?
I'm hearing that in terms of, and people that are talking about this in astrology, and it is really, I think everyone is
It's
talking
real.
a little bit different language about it, but it is very real. And I am grateful for all of your healing that you have sent my
Mm.
way over the years and our friendship. And, we will continue to share this work with our community.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Of course, does anybody else have a last minute question for Monica? Monica, real quick, can you share if anyone wants to get in touch with you? How would we do that?
Yes, so the best way is to go to my website, but I can also leave my email right here. So can I spell it out, or is there a way to put it on the chat? It's you can go to Graphoria. Graphoria is the name of my company, and I'm just going to quickly share how this came about. Graphoria, it's two words. Graph from graphics. I'm an artist. That's my first profession. Phoria came from euphoria. The euphoria is what I experienced in the out of the body state. So this marriage of the two words, graphoria. So GRAPHORIA at graphoria.com. So that's my email. And happy to share my website as well. Again, it's www.graphoria, same again, GAPHORIA.com. So you can learn more about me up there. It needs a big overhaul. I need to work on that website, but it's enough for you to learn a little bit about what this work is about in more detail, and then also for how you can reach out to me. There's an email there. You can reach out to me that way. So thank you.
All right, Monica. Well, I know I can't speak for everybody on the call, but I certainly feel lighter than I did an hour ago.
Yes, yes. So you will feel lighter. Then one little quick message: make sure you're drinking lots of water as we're sending you off, and then ensure that if you feel tired, this is very normal. After a session, people do feel tired. So if you feel tired, give yourself time to rest. Luckily, if you're in the US and if you're on the East Coast, you're probably already winding down towards the end of the day. So that's a good time for you to just rest, drink lots of water, hydrate, rest, give yourself rest. And tomorrow, you might still feel tired, then give yourself more rest if you need to. I know there's a long weekend coming up, so you'll get a lot of catch up of rest. And some other people may feel, depending on where you are in your healing journey, some of you might also feel mild flu-like sensations. And if you feel that, please send me an email. Reach out to Wendy. Wendy knows how to contact me. Happy to answer any questions. Or some of you may have like a release, as we talk about release. Some people feel like a mild case of dysentery. If you feel that and it doesn't stop for a while, reach out to me, because I can channel and make sure, check in first to make sure that it's not anything to do other than the healing work. Then you can let it go, because that's a purging of sorts. So you want it to actually happen because it's releasing it from your body. But if it's not connected to the healing, I can tell that when I connect with y'all. And if I can tell that, then we can ask you to go take a medicine or something that will help you, curtail that. But I can also stop it energetically too. But we'll see. So some people say they get really hungry, not angry, hungry, but maybe angry too. I don't know. Some people get angry. The anger just comes out, and that's another form of release. Some people get very hungry. Some people get very thirsty. That's why we have to bump up the intake of water. What else? I think this is not an exhaustive list by any chance, by any means, but these are the basic ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Monica. I could listen to you talk all night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
Thank you all. Thank you. Blessings to all of you.
you too.
Lots of love.
Thank you. We hope all of you had a wonderful healing session tonight. Good night.
Good night.